Welcome to the Limitless Living podcast with Frederica Davis, where women create success, health, and meaning, all without burnout or overwhelm. Small shifts, real results, and limitless living. Welcome back to the Limitless Living podcast. I'm your host, Frederica Davis, wellness expert, entrepreneur, and creator of the Limitless Reset Method. Today is Sustainable Success Tuesday. This is where we get to talk about building success and leadership and life all in a way that actually supports you instead of just leaving you overwhelmed or behind or constantly feeling like you're trying to catch up. So if you start your week with a long list and end your week wondering where the time went and why half of it didn't get done, this episode is going to change how you operate because honestly, most women do not have a time problem. They have a planning problem. Now, that's not because you don't plan, it's because you're planning in a way that is almost guaranteeing you might not follow through. And I bear with me here, I'm going to explain. You might recognize it like this. You're writing everything out that you need to do for the week, and then you're showing up to do it all and you feel organized for maybe 5 minutes. Then the week starts. And then things come up and you get pulled in different directions, whether it's two directions or 102. You wind up spending your days reacting to things all day long. And by midweek, you're already feeling like you're behind. I'm wondering if this sounds familiar for you because I'm betting it does. So you either then try to cram everything in, or you move it to next week, or you feel like you're constantly starting over and over and over again. And this becomes utterly exhausting. I know, I've done it. And it's not because you're not capable, that's for sure. It's because you're treating a wish list like a real plan. All right. I'm going to explain that. I am the master of having an extremely long, detailed list with every single solitary thing on it. So today I'm going to give you a simple, structured way to plan your week that actually works in real time, in real life, not in theory, not in a perfect world, in your actual life, all with all the interruptions, with all the responsibilities and everything else you're managing. So I want you to start thinking about your week as something that you design and not something that you react to. And I want to give you the how in doing this. Step one is going to be getting everything out of your head. Before you plan anything, you need to see everything and not just your to do list. I mean, everything: work tasks, home responsibilities, errands, ideas, things you've been meaning to do, things you're trying not to forget. This is not about organizing it yet. This is more of a brain dump. This is about clearing your mental space, giving you more mental capacity because you cannot plan anything clearly if your brain is holding everything all at once. So when you've got those lists in your head, or even if maybe you make a work list, but then all the rest of your stuff is in your head, it's clutter. It makes it hard and it's draining. It sucks a lot of energy from you because you're trying to hold it and keep it all straight mentally. So step two that I want you to do is I want you to sort it. Don't just list it all out. We're going to start making categories. You're going to sort it. This is where most people kind of stop. They write a list and then they think, oh, I have a list. These are all the things I need to do, but they haven't sorted it. So you want to sort it and take everything that you wrote down and categorize it into basically four groups. It's going to be a must happen this week. These are your non negotiables. They have to get done no matter what this week. A should happen soon, ideally this week, but not urgent necessarily. Number three, a can wait list. That means it's not needed right now. And number four, delegate or delete entirely list. This is big. If someone else can do it, it doesn't belong in your week. If it doesn't actually matter, it doesn't belong at all. So now I want you to choose your big three things for the week. This is where it gets uncomfortable for a lot of people. You do not need 15 priorities. And as someone who is always working on multiple projects at the same time, most entrepreneurial types, if you are listening to this, you may very well be the same way. As someone who always likes to break things down into detailed checklists of everything, it's very easy to become overwhelmed by everything that needs to be done. It's very easy to also get caught up in the busy work instead of doing what really matters and what will really move the needle in your life. So you really need to hone in on the big three for your week. Three things that, if you complete them, would move your life or your business forward. That's it. Not everything, not all at once, not what feels urgent, but what actually will matter, what actually will move the needle. Because when everything is a priority, then nothing is. And without moving the big three every week, you're spinning your wheels. You start to feel overwhelmed, like you're not getting things done. And then it reduces the capacity in you to actually move yourself forward with all those hopes and dreams and goals and things you need to get done. So, step four is going to be assign the time. Don't just mention it, don't just have intention about it. This is where you follow through. This is how the follow through happens. Your big three things need a place in your calendar. Not I'll get to it, not sometime this week. Not at the end of the day. Oh my God, I forgot to do this. And now it's 2 a.m. in the morning and I'm getting this done. It needs a specific block of time. For example, maybe you set Tuesdays up from 10 to 12 as content creation. It gives you a 2 hour block where you can get your head in the game, get something done. And then maybe Wednesdays, it's from 1 to 3, you have a client block. Or maybe Friday from 9 to 11, it's an admin block. However that looks for you. I don't know what your duties are, your lists, the things on your list. Maybe you want to create a new logo. Maybe you want to edit your website. Maybe you want to do all these different things. But if they are not needle movers, if they are not getting you closer to what it is that actually matters, then they are not in your top three. Only the top three are to be focused on, and they have to be scheduled. When you complete them, you will start to notice that you get where it is you want to go. Your business will move forward, your life will move forward. It's incredible when you do these first. Now, this is where most people fail. They don't schedule it in and then they don't follow through. They decide what they want to do, but then they never decide where or when they're going to do it. So, step five is going to be create a daily top three. So, it's going to be the same. You're going to have a weekly top three and then you're going to have a daily top three. Every single day, you're going to wake up with one needle moving task, one maintenance task, and one life or personal task. So, your needle moving task could be something that actually moves you forward in your business or forward in your goals, your dreams, or whatever it is that's going on for you. That could mean finishing a program that you're deciding to launch. And that's a needle mover and it's really important and you have a deadline, right? It could mean that it is creating a better system in your business for client acquisition or client follow up, which will move the needle for you. Just as examples, you're going to do one maintenance task, something that keeps things running. Maybe that's that you need an hour to do your finance because that's something that you are going to want to be on top of. You're not going to delegate that to somebody else, right? Maybe it's client follow up. So something that keeps things running for you, one maintenance task. Maybe that is, a reset in your home, not something that you could pay somebody to come do and clean, but something that you need to just kind of reset, put a few things away, whatever. It helps things keep running for you. And then number three is you're going to pick one life or personal task because your life matters. So That might look like making sure you get that walk in every single day, or you've prepared decent meals and taken them with you, or whatever. So that's it, not 20 things, but you have three things you focus on for the week that are absolutes that have to be done first. And then all the other stuff comes behind that. And each day you have three that are your top three. One's a needle moving task, one's maintenance task, one's a life or a personal task. Nothing overwhelming. This gives you a focused day. You can still have the long list. I will tell you, ladies, if you can picture it, I'm actually looking at it right now. I have a 6 or 7 page list. Genuinely, I do. However, on that list, I've narrowed down the top three that are this week, and they are listed on the first page. And then I go to the next three. And each night before, this is another key I'm going to give you. I want you to look at these things the night before and have this done. Because then you don't have to remember anything. You can get a better night's sleep because it's all down. It's all there for you. You can do this on the computer. You can do this writing it down. Writing it down holds more value and power mentally, emotionally for you when you do it that way. But you can do it however it works. But you've got your top three for the week. You've got your top three for tomorrow. And you're gonna do that every night for the next day. Because that way, when you wake up in the morning, if you're a little groggy or if you're a little lost or if you can't quite get it together, it's already in front of you and you know exactly what you need to start with. And then you get those done and you can go from there. It will make an enormous difference in your life if you approach it like this and all those things that you have to do. So I will say this is not about creating a perfect week because honestly, things are going to come up. You're going to get interruptions, life will happen. This is about giving yourself a structure that you can come back to when those things happen. Because without the structure, you default to reaction. And reacting will always feel more overwhelming. When you feel more overwhelmed and when you're in reaction mode, that's more stress, it's more cortisol, it's less regulation in the body, it's less productivity in your life, your business, your whatever. And it's less capacity in your world, capacity to do the things that you want to do and have the things that you want to have. So there are some common mistakes that I want to address first, and that's going to be planning too much. All right. Overestimating what will fit in a week. I also have done this. It's very easy to do. So that's why we bring this back down to the three. Not accounting for real life. All right. So again, you're planning like nothing else exists often and making these long lists and these detailed lists and everything. Those are all fine. So you don't forget things. However, when you're focused on all of that, there's no room in there for the things that do pop up. So again, three things for the entire week. There's 7 days a week. You can get three things done that are your top needle moving things. And then in the daytime, 24 hours in a day, you can get three things done. It makes you always in a cycle of moving forward and reduces the overwhelm in doing that. The other thing that we do is we don't put any buffer time in there. Everything is back to back to back to back to back. And again, I have been guilty of this. I actually have to keep myself in check on these things. I have this whole approach to making sure that I'm leaving buffer time and room and downtime and not filling every single solitary minute. So then the other thing that we do, common mistake, is we treat everything equally. Again, it's not functional, it's not helpful. You're not going to get very far if you treat everything equally. You need to decide on what your top three for the week are and your top three for the day because they take priority. Not everything is equal, even though it all needs to get done eventually. So you don't need more time. You need a better way to use the time that you already have. And this is what sustainable success should actually look like. Not overwhelmed, not doing everything, not constantly catching up, not all the stress that comes with that, but really more intentional, actionable, deciding what matters, and then following through on it. So this week, I want you to do three things. Do a full brain dump. Get everything out of your head. Absolutely everything. Might be 7, 8, 9, 10 pages. It's okay. Just get it out there. Personal life, professional life, family life, whatever it is. Number two, I want you to choose the big three for the week. Again, not 10, not everything, just three. Block the time for them, make it non negotiable, and then follow through. And then I'm going to leave you with this reflection question. Ask yourself this: where am I planning my week based on everything I could do or everything I want to do instead of what actually matters? So if this helped you, come join us inside the Limitless Living community where we take this and this kind of structure and actually apply it in real life. And we go a little deeper with it there. You can visit my website at frederickadavis.com, FREDRICKA Davis.com, and download your free reset guide. And if this episode gave you even a little bit more clarity, share it with somebody else who might need some too. And if you haven't already, your reviews help more women find this show. So I'll finish with this. You don't need to do more. You need to decide better. When you start building your week with intention, everything changes. I'll see you in the next episode.